a total active hub, creating active communities. I absolutely love that, by the way, because it's what we do. We get people active, we create communities, and we get people enjoying the journey. I could talk about that for a long time as well, but we're not going to talk about that today. What we're going to talk about, as always, with these bite-sized webinar series is actionable steps that you can use in your life, inside and outside of work, to be the best version of you and get movement working for you. Now, today, actually slightly different. We're not going to be talking about movement or frameworks or anything like that today. What we are going to be talking about is, as it says there, if you're watching this, if you're listening to it, you can let my voice guide you today. But if you're watching this, we're going to talk about breathing and why it should matter to you. Next slide, please. So it's going to be a good session, this one. Now, we always like to share this slide in our sessions because it is massively important. We're projected to be 35% less physically active versus the 1960s. I wonder what that number will be in 2034, 2044, 2054, so on. Hopefully, with organizations like us helping you, that ratio, that number is going to change slightly. But look, if physical activity were a drug, we would refer to it as a miracle cure. Well, I tell you what, the subject, the topic that we're going to be covering today is a miracle cure itself. And do you know what the funny thing is about it, team? You already do this every single day. We have to do this specific strategy to survive. If we didn't do this strategy, we wouldn't be alive. You'd be in a whole world of trouble. I'm, of course, talking about breathing. Next slide, please. Breathing is massively, massively important. Now, as always, I like to share this little slide, the I can do this. It's become a bit of a tagline of ours over here at Total Active Hub because we're about empowerment. If today's session, it does not make you want to try something or do something or give something a go, then I have failed. But I don't think that's going to happen. But as always, believe that I can do this. Say, I can do this. It's really important. It's a massively important thing here at Total Active Hub. And we're going to keep pushing this mission. Self-belief, self-care, which ultimately leads to self-love. Next slide, please. So today, after today's session, again, with these bite-sized sessions, you probably, if you've been on one of my sessions before, one of our sessions or before, I like the sound of my own voice a little bit, but I could talk about this stuff all day long. We can only just cover a few little bits today because there's so much knowledge and information out there. But after today's session, we're going to understand why breathing is important. You'll learn a little bit about the PNS and the SNS, and we'll go through what that is in a second. We're going to work through just 3 breathing methods for you to practice and ultimately leave the session empowered to practice your breathing. I'm going to say that again. Leave the session empowered to practice your breathing. Next slide, please. So look, no 0 days. Now, you probably see that little icon on the right-hand side of that. Looks like a toothbrush with some toothpaste, okay? Now, the reason why we share this slide today is that we brush our teeth every day. We drink water every day. We probably get changed every day. I like to hope so. We get washed, we sleep. If you don't fast, for example, you probably eat every day as well for the large majority. You do this stuff because it's really important. Now, I already know you breathe every day because we have to breathe to survive. But actually deliberately practicing our breathing, deliberately and consciously making our breathing something we're trying to progress with, okay? That's what we want no 0 days on. Every single day, just like we brush our teeth, we work on our breathing. We sit there for a minute and we focus on our breath. We come down to the present. Remember, we're called human beings, not human doings. It's being in the moment. And breathing allows you to do that. Next slide, please. So look, why is it important? Just 3 very simple examples. Breathing and working on our breathing helps us to relax. You see the little hammock there in between the trees. When we breathe and we control our breathing, it allows our body to relax and come down. Our heart rate comes down, our breathing rate comes down because we're relaxed. We're relaxed more mentally, more physically. It's a really, really powerful factor. Now, we live in a world of go, go, go. Working on our breathing allows the slow, slow, slow. So it helps us relax. 2, it allows us to recharge our batteries. If we're always going and we're always on fast, 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 man, you're going to burn out. Just like a phone, if you use it all the time, if you don't charge it, it's going to run out of battery. Breathing is a way of recharging our batteries. All right, and that again leads on to the 3rd element there. It reduces less chance of stress, burnout, disease, ill health. Remember, with a phone or a car, it's got lights and things that flash up on the screen to say, hey, something's not right. The body hasn't got that dashboard, but what it has got: anger, frustration, fatigue, anxiety, depression, bad skin, aching joints, insomnia, all these different things. But breathing helps with that. Focusing on our breathing helps us not go into those extremes. So again, helps us relax. Breathing helps us recharge our batteries and reducing the chance of leading to stress and burnout and the negative side of stress. Next slide, please. Now, I promised you, very quick insight into breathing there. Hopefully already you're kind of going, okay, Chris, I get that. I now understand why breathing's important. I want to be able to relax a bit more now. I want to be able to recharge my batteries. I want to, not go to the burnout route. Well, these three methods are going to be great for you. And we're going to practice them in this session right now. We said this was going to be interactive. Literally, just for the next 5 minutes, we're going to work on these three different methods. Number one is the Ujjayi Victorious Breath. Fantastic method. We've got just deep breathing in general. And then we've got the box breathing method. Now, I'm not going to go into the absolute science of each of these three methods, but we're going to go through it. Now, the Ujjayi breath. Have you ever, on a mirror, breathe onto a mirror and you can see, you've used the back of your throat. The Ujjayi breath uses the back of our throat, and I'm going to go through it with you in a second, which actually activates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve leads to work something called the parasympathetic nervous system. The parasympathetic nervous system is what calms us down. It's the rest and digest. It's the chill. The sympathetic nervous system floods our body with energy. We'll go, 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 go. There's certain times we need the sympathetic nervous system to work for us. But the Ujjayi breath and breathing in general really does work the parasympathetic nervous system. So what I want you to do is now just practice this. This is how it looks. I've already explained it. I'm going to show you. You can see there, for the Ujjayi breath to really work for us, we want between 2 and 4 a minute. Now, if you imagine, if you're doing 4 of these breaths a minute, that means 1 every 15 seconds. And it's going to look a bit like this. You're going to breathe in. And when you breathe out, you use the back of your throat. Listen to this. It's nice and slow. You breathe in and use the back of your throat to push that air out. It might sound slightly different, especially through the microphone and this live stream, but hopefully you get that. So I'm going to show you again. And you can do this along with me now. Breathe in. Breathe out using the back of your throat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now I want you to continue that for the next 30 seconds or so. And just check in with how you feel. How relaxed you might feel. You might feel calmer. Maybe ready to take on the day. A different state. Your thoughts may be different. That's the power of Ujjayi breathing. It's a very effective method. Now, that was just a minute we did that for. Imagine if you now do this for a few minutes a day, or before an important presentation, or before an important bit of communication or a chat, a conversation. It's incredibly powerful, and it's as simple as that. Breathe in, use the back of your throat, pump the air out, and slow down. That's Ujjayi breathing. Give it a go. Deep breathe number 2. It's exactly what it says. We use our diaphragm and we breathe deep. All the way in and all the way out. Now, I was exaggerating the sound of that. It probably sounded a bit like the Ujjayi breathing, but just so you could feel it there. Deep breathing, we are using all of our lungs. When we breathe in, we drive our diaphragm out. Now, just continue that for another 30 seconds or so. You need to ease yourself into deep breathing because there's so much oxygen going on and it's so much different to our normal breath. You can sometimes get just a little bit heady, where your body kind of goes, wow, I've not breathed like that before. Yeah. It's really important, but deep breathing is incredibly effective. It's incredibly simple. You don't have to worry about the back of your throat or any times or reps. You just maximize the inhale and maximize the exhale. Remember what I said there about the conditioning element. Build it up a little bit. Yeah, just like a run. If you went for a 10K run when you've never ran before, you're going to be feeling it a bit. Same with breathing. Build into it a little bit. Maybe go 70% capacity, then 80%, 90%, so on. So you've got deep breathing. Now, the final method is the box breathing method. Again, fantastic method. You just got to imagine, and if you're watching this rather than listening to it, let's say you took that box, the box breathing method actual image there. You breathe in along the top. You hold it down the side. You breathe out along the bottom and then hold it up the top. And you would set a timer for, let's say, 2 seconds. So it would look like this. Ready? Breathe in for 2. Hold for 2. Breathe out for 2. Hold for 2. Or you could do 3 seconds aside or 4 seconds. Again, build it up. It's a very powerful method because as well as controlling your breathing, you're cognitively thinking about that timer, that working your way around a box. So actually, it's a very good pattern interrupt. Now, we haven't got time to talk about pattern interrupts today, but if you're trying to change the way you think and feel, put in a pattern interrupt so your mind goes, oh, about that, and you think about your breathing, for example, stops us thinking about the thing we were thinking about previously. Or maybe do a session on pattern interrupts at some point. But the box breathing method is very, very powerful because it's got that disruption, it's got that deflection of thought, and if you just slow it down, and it's got those couple of little pauses in. You breathe in, across, hold, down the bottom, on the side, breathe out, along the bottom, and then hold up that fourth side. Funny old thing, 4 sides to a square or a rectangle or a box. In, hold, out, hold. So we've got 3 great methods there. The Ujjayi victorious breath, using the back of our throat, activating the vagus nerve, which impacts the parasympathetic nervous system. The calming, the relaxing, element to our bodies. We've got the deep breathing, maximum inhales, maximum exhales, really effective. Great for fitness as well, by the way. And then we've got the box breathing method. Lovely method, very simple, very, you can tweak it to suit you. 1 second aside, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, however you want. All 3 methods are great. Give them a go. This was a whistle stop tour today. This is one of our bite-sized sessions. Give them a go. Practice it. Create a time every day where you're deliberate. Massively will give you return on investment. Next slide, please. So look, here we go. Call to action. You can just see there, it's just coming off my screen, but maybe my laptop here. It says the word practice. It's a simple one from Chris today, team. I want you to go and practice those methods. Practice, have fun, experiment. One of the methods may be more suitable for you. One of the methods may just give you a more calming, relaxing, chilled aspect of you when you do it. I do lots of different breathing methods. This is just 3. This is just a bite-sized session. All 3 of those methods are sensational to calm ourselves, to relax, to allow a bit of recovery, to go the opposite way of stress and burnout, but more to thrive, not just survive, right? But I want you to practice today. Go back and watch those little tips on the 3 videos. Practice them. Maybe look at what I was doing, the sounds I was making, how my body was when I did it. Practice it. Make it your own. But Chris's call to action today on this breathing bite-sized session is to practice the 3 breathing methods. And remember what we said about the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system. The SNS gets us geared up for action. The PNS helps us recover, recharge. And we know that breathing is one of the best ways to do that. So why wouldn't we consciously and deliberately practice it every single day? It's a no-brainer. It's like a winning lottery ticket. Why don't you go and play it? Next slide, please. So look, as always, if you have any questions, please message in, take a picture of the QR code, drop the team a message. We're always keen to answer. We're always keen to add value. Hopefully we've added some value today in this breathing session. I'm very passionate about this. We live in a world of go, go, go and fast pace. Nothing wrong with that. But with go, 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 you need this slow, slow, slow. You need to recover. This is useless without charge. An electric car is useless without charge. Yeah. A house with its power and its lights, I've got a light on in the middle of our room right now, is useless without charge, without power. Breathing helps with that. Any questions, please let us know. Next slide, please. So look, if you like what you've heard today, I know we don't have many words on our slides, but why not reach out to a member of the team, see what we could do for you. I hope you've enjoyed it. My name is Chris, as always, part of the Total Active Hub team. I'm the mental game guy. I'm passionate about everything when it comes to your mind and your body. This stuff works. We just got to make time for it. Thank you very much, team. I'll see you soon.